We've got some Philly baseball to talk about, namely because tonight starts a big series, a revenge series against those dreaded New York Mets. Now, I should tell you from the start that our producer, Ray Dunn, will be at Citi Field tonight. How about that? We got Bill here. We got Ray here. We got the Phils and Mets. And to discuss this series, we're going to have to go back in time a little bit to the series that just passed. But let's give you a little something on the Mets. 15-7 right now. I know we haven't been paying attention to that team in the North, but they lead the Phillies by 2 games in the standings. And tonight, it's Aaron Nola against Tyler McGill. Now, to compare these two teams, we'll look at the last 2 games versus the Marlins. Now, I'll tell you in general, the Phillies, to me, are miles ahead of the Mets in their starting rotation. Now, you look at the rotation, Senga's been good, McGill's been okay, Griffin Canning, Clay Holmes, The rotation, however, has a 2.42 ERA, and overall, their staff has a major league best 2.35 ERA. That will not stand. That will alleviate as this season goes on. Now, you look at the Mets, they got the same problems that the Phillies have in the field. They have a center field problem where Tyrone Taylor hits like Tyrone Johnson. He's hitting 202. He stinks. Their DH, Winkler, he stinks. Their third baseman, Beatty, he stinks. And their catching with Alvarez Hurts stinks. But their bullpen seems to be deeper, which brings us full circle back to Saturday and Sunday with the Phils and Marlins. Saturday, they win the game, but they give up 6 in the 9th. Now, among the bullpen failures in Saturday's game, Hernandez, that's an acquisition, a late season acquisition, or early season acquisition, 3 hits, 3 runs in an inning. Ross was okay, even though he gave up 3 hits. And then here comes our boy, Romano. Oof. 6 hits and 6 runs on 22 pitches. It's almost impossible, but he did it. Now, yesterday, who gives it up? Kerkering and Strom. And they're supposed to be 2 of the reliable 3 guys that they have. So what are we down to, 1 reliable bullpen guy? That ain't good. Now, you look at Sunday's game, the Marlins are a horrendous team. In fact, I like baseball. I like to watch baseball. I like to watch good baseball. Bad baseball makes me cringe. It is painful to watch the Marlins, the way they pitch and play defense. So what happens? The Phils almost give back 2 games to them. Let's look at the 8th inning yesterday. Bender's in, right? I don't know who that is, but he walks Castellanos and he hits Kepler. Bohm hits a grounder that should have been double play, but Lopez bobbles it. They only get 1 out. Now, with 2nd and 3rd, I'm thinking along with the manager, and I'm going, why would you bring Cal Stevenson up in that situation when you got a more experienced hitter in Cody Clemens? And Cal Stevenson came up after hitting 179 in AAA. Well, he gets away with it because Cal Stevenson hits the ball that probably should have been handled. It's an infield hit. They score on that. And after the game, the manager says he didn't want to use 2 players. It's the 8th inning. Why are you worried about using 2 players? Sometimes these decisions that he makes don't make any sense to me, even though I like Rob Thompson. Because if Clemens is there, an extra base hit wins the game. Are you planning to win the game, or what are you planning to do? I don't understand some of the things that go on. But the Phillies lose a game to the Marlins on Sunday that should have won. It hurts as you go into a revenge series against the Mets. So we're going to talk about that today. Bill Colarulo, good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Mike. Hope you had a good weekend. Ray, hope you had a nice weekend as well. Excited to be back here on this Monday morning. Look, there's a lot of negatives that you could take from this weekend with the bullpen, some of the decisions Rob Thompson made. But I'm going to try to give you some positivity on this Monday morning because looks like the bats are starting to wake up. I know it was the Marlins. I know they should dominate against the Marlins, but this Bryson Stott leading off has really worked out pretty well over the last few games. You look at 7 games with Bryson Stott leading off. He's hitting .310. He's got a .364 OBP. He's averaging 4.81 pitches per an at-bat. That's second in all of Major League Baseball. And those three guys at the top of the lineup this weekend, Stott, Trey, and Bryce, combined for 15 hits, 11 RBIs, 7 walks, 5 stolen bases. Alec Boehm on a 7-game hitting streak. Your boy, Johan Rojas, might be the answer in center field, Mikey Miss. Johan Rojas hitting .344 on the season. He goes 6 of 12, scores 4 runs this weekend. So, yeah, I'm worried about the bullpen. I'm worried about the right-hander in the pen because you don't have one. Romano's not the answer. Kirkring's struggling. But if you're looking for positives, starting pitching has been very good. Jesus Luzardo, another solid outing yesterday. And the bats are starting to wake up. Even Bryce Harper, 9 RBIs in his last 6 games. He only had 5 in the first 16 of the season. So I get the worries about the pen. I get some of the concerns about Rob Thompson's decisions. I'm feeling good this morning, and I'm excited for the series against the Mets.
Oh, wow. Look at you. So have they finally found their leadoff hitter? Is that what you're saying?
I would keep rolling them out there. I mean, look, you're going to get 2 right-handers on the mound in the next 2 games against the Mets, so you'll see Stott as your leadoff hitter, I'm assuming. But then in the business person special on, Wednesday, there's a lefty on the mound. I'm curious if they roll with Stott again against the lefty. I doubt it. But I do like it. I kind of like this lineup. I know the issue is with Schwarber not coming up until your cleanup spot, he's not going to get as many at-bats. But if Stott's swinging the bat the way he is, it's worked out pretty well. I like it.
So the Phillies have a lineup. They have a set lineup, it looks like. Stott, Turner, Harper, Schwarber, Castellanos, Kepler, JT, Boehm hitting 8th, and Rojas hitting 9th.
I like it.
You like that lineup?
So far, I mean, look, it's hard because the Marlins stink. So I'd like to see it against this Mets
team. The Marlins still, they're dreadful. They dreadfully stink. They really do. It's painful to watch that team. It really is. They can't feel it. My God, they're terrible defensively.
Yeah, they are pretty bad. I mean, look, they Alec Boehm, what was it in the what inning was it where it was at the 8th that you're talking about when they pinch hit with Stevenson?
Yeah, it was the 8th inning
where Boehm really could have hit into a game-ending double play.
It should have been a game-ending double play,
and they bobble it. But yeah, they're terrible.
They bobbled 2 balls in that inning to help the Phillies out, or they would have been out of the inning. But the decision did it not raise any eyebrows when Cal Stevenson got that at bat?
It was curious. I don't know if it was a way like. We talk a lot about Rob Thompson trying to, give confidence to his players. In that situation, though, Stevenson's probably not up here for the long term anyway. So I don't know why you would do it in that situation. His reasoning after the game, like you said, what are you worried about using 2 players when you're trying to win the game there? It was weird. It was a head-scratching decision. But, look, I'm more nervous. Rob Thompson's going to always be Rob Thompson. What did you think? Let me ask you another decision about Thompson. What did you think about him not letting Luzardo go back out in the 8th inning yesterday?
I had no problem with it. 88 pitches? He had 88 pitches?
Yeah, 88.
You're not going to get out of that inning. You're going to wind up throwing 100, maybe 110 pitches.
Yeah.
To get out of that inning.
And you're expecting Kirkland should be able to shut down the Marlins there.
No, I didn't have a problem with it. But, again, the bullpen's giving it up, even with good starting pitching. So that's a problem with me. It's always been a problem. All right, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about other things. We'll talk about a trade possibility that's really catching fire here. The label of the trade possibility on its face is preposterous, but it's a classic barroom conversation. Trading A.J. Brown to move up to select Abdul Carter? We'll get into that a little bit today. 610-632-0975. Mike Missanelli Show continues.
Hey everybody, it's Bill Colarulo. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel so you can engage during the show and you're not going to want to miss all the content that we post. It's not only the live videos, it's videos after the fact. It's our shorts. It's all the content you want as a Philadelphia sports fan. Looking forward to connecting.